I want to say hello and welcome to all of you, veterans, friends, and fellow Legionnaires. Or should I say welcome back, since last year's convention was canceled altogether because of the COVID-19 pandemic. My name is Dr. Vito. I'm the Secretary of the California Department of Veterans Affairs. I'm also a veteran of the United States Army, where I served for 27 years as a surgeon. I'm honored to be here with you today at the 2021 convention of the American Legion Department of California. Actually, I'm addressing you while at my own post 43 here in West Hollywood. On behalf of CalVet, I thank you for all that you do to support veterans in our great state. You've been dedicated and powerful advocates for the American military veteran since Congress chartered the Legion in 1919. You've continued to push the powers that be in Washington to fund the medical, disability, education, and other earned benefits, not only for American Legion members, but for all veterans. Indeed, you are an association of and for American veterans. And like CalVet, you've refused to let the pandemic stop your advocacy, even if it did force you to forgo this particular event last year. So much has happened during the last 2 years since we last met. I'd like to bring you up to speed on what we've experienced at CalVet after the virus reared its ugly and dangerous head in the winter of 2020. As most of you already know, CalVet owns and operates 8 veterans homes of California, where nearly 1,800 veterans and their spouses live, and where 2,700 dedicated staff members provide for their care. These homes are situated throughout the state of California, from Redding all the way down to Chula Vista near San Diego. Long before this pandemic began, and based on previous public health threats, we at CalVet developed a plan of action for the homes to prevent and combat the spread of deadly viruses. And I can tell you with a high degree of confidence that that plan has worked. While many veterans' homes and senior living facilities across the nation endured severe and even tragic losses, we not only minimized the spread of COVID-19, but also maintained 5-star quality ratings at our homes. That said, we all know the right decisions aren't always popular ones. At CalVet, we closed our homes to outside visitors in early March 2020, and we made that call even before the state's stay-at-home order went into effect for the general population. We did this to protect our veterans and our spouses, knowing they would be in the highest risk group. And we did it to protect our home staff for their sake and for their family's sake, as well as protecting their ability to care for our veterans. We knew it would be a heartbreaking and emotional time for our veterans and residents, and for their family members who would not get to be able to hug them and hold them for what must have seemed like an eternity. I'm convinced still that it was the right and only decision to make, even though it was a difficult one. We saved lives. We prevented the spread of the disease. We've reopened the homes to visitation again, albeit slowly and carefully. Our staff members are now seeing tears of joy at long-awaited reunions, rather than the tears of sorrow that could have flowed had we not acted when we did. Our other divisions responded just as nimbly, never missing a beat, even as our staff made the transition to working from home when the state offices closed. Our California Transition Assistance Program, or CalTAP, ramped up its use of webinars to help veterans and exiting service members understand and access their various benefits from the state and federal government. We expanded the program, which now includes every single community college in the state, as well as many of the four-year colleges and universities. Our Minority and Women Veterans Division also made the transition to virtual outreach and allowing them to continue serving underrepresented groups, many of whom are in need of support. Our CalVet Veterans Home Loan Program turned 100 years old in May. Throughout the epidemic, our agents have continued to help veterans and their families achieve the American dream of home ownership. Since its inception in 1921, more than 425,000 veterans have taken advantage of this outstanding home loan program to the tune of $8.5 billion loaned out by CalVet for home mortgages. Just this last weekend in Palmdale, I was honored to participate in a ceremony as we presented the home's key to 16 veterans and their families who've moved into their brand new homes. This is one of our residential enriched neighborhood, or REN, projects in which we work with nonprofit groups and local cities to create affordable home ownership for veterans, and CalVet provides the home loans. The veterans and their families put in hundreds of hours of sweat equity. They actually help build their home with their own hand. It's a great investment in our veterans and in our communities. Our Veterans Housing and Homelessness Prevention, or VHHP program, develops housing throughout the state that focuses on veterans experiencing homelessness and veterans with extremely low income. Last month, we dedicated an apartment complex in San Francisco that involved our VHHP, the nonprofit Swords to Plowshares, and other agencies to provide housing and services to veterans who are experiencing homelessness. So as you can see, we're busy, and we refuse to let the pandemic stop us from our mission, which is to advocate and care for everyone in this room and to serve for California's 1.6 million veterans. I could not be more proud of what our staff has achieved during this unprecedented time. We met the challenge at every level, and we're stronger because of it. And likewise, I know the American Legion continued to fight and advocate for our veterans throughout the pandemic, just as it has done for more than a century now. And I'm proud to be your comrade and friend. I know this convention is going to be a success, and I'm already looking forward to the 2022 convention when we can all be together again, but that time in person. Have a wonderful convention. Thank you for all you do. Goodbye.